Hey guys, it's Prince Rich with Rich Technology Group, and today's video is called RingCentral Voice over IP Phone System Review 2020. Again, this is going to be a RingCentral VoIP Review 2020. Now, for those of you who may or may not know, around the end of summer 2019, we were actually contacted by RingCentral, and we ended up chatting with them in regards to the idea of doing some video collaboration together for our YouTube channel, doing some videos in conjunction with their guys about, Q&A about the platform. We had even talked to their head trainers as well as some of their head technology guys that were willing to actually let us do recorded videos of the platform and things like that. That is still in the works. But we've been so busy, thanks to our YouTube channel and thanks to you guys, with helping people that need phone systems. Since the time that we had engaged them back in summer of 2019, we just did one video on RingCentral that basically said, hey, we've got some new RingCentral videos coming. We've been talking with the powers that be over there, and we've got some new and exciting tutorials, training videos, as well as just demos on the platform. We got calls just from that video of a bunch of people that were interested in the platform and wanted to see pricing and find out if it made sense for them, and many that actually moved forward. So since then, we've actually come up with enough data, and enough Q&A and things like that to actually be able to talk to some folks about the platform. So that being said, let's jump right in, and I'm going to give you guys my honest review of RingCentral, our experiences with them, and not only what you can expect with moving forward with them, but just some pointers that I advise when working with them and, in general when moving to a new phone system. Okay, so let's see. We're going to cover in this video platform, features, general pricing, and then we're going to move on to customer service. Not only customer service in the immediate when you onboard and, they work with you to install, but what you could expect long-term and things like that. So, RingCentral is in the top 3 most searched voice over IP providers online. We actually did another video that covers this more in depth called the top 5 most searched voice over IP phone systems online. RingCentral, in our researches based on Google Analytics and things like that, not only Google Analytics, but as well as who is most sought after when we take a log of all of the data that we've collected from people all around the United States that call looking for a phone system and kind of have already researched and made up their mind of what they're looking for, we have found that RingCentral falls into the number 3 category as far as most searched VoIP provider online. RingCentral is headquartered out of Belmont, California. They were founded in 1999, so they've been around for a good while. So that's about good 20 years ish. Like any other platform, as I mentioned before, they are basically one of the mainstream providers out there. So when when I talk to people who have heard about features they think they want, or they say, well, what about a feature that this system may do, or so on and so forth, they are usually drawing their notion of what they expect in a business phone system from some of the mainstream guys like RingCentral and so on and so forth. Those guys in the top 3 to 5, as I already mentioned. Notable features with RingCentral that truly set them apart. RingCentral boasts that they have over 1,500 app integration capability, which is huge. This is integration with your CRM system, with your email system, other third-party platforms you may have, like your web conferencing system that you may already have or pay for. To understand exactly the full gravity of how many third-party apps they seamlessly integrate with, you would have to, set up a live demo or something like that with them directly or with me, or actually see the link that they have on their website that shows all of the integrations they have. It's a lot of them, you guys. It's more than what I think most providers can boast about, which is, it's a pretty notable feature, and it's a pro that kind of sets them out above the rest. Another really big notable feature with these guys, and I know this for fact, at the time of this video, they are the only voice over IP provider whose mobile app allows for MMS text messaging, meaning MMS messaging, the ability to be able to send videos and photos and things like that. Now, Every single carrier out there that you've heard about me talk about in different videos around our channel offers some form of a mobile app, but RingCentral is the only one that offers multimedia service capability, the ability to send videos and photos. For some people, this may not be a big deal. For us, it's no big deal, but I've had a lot of people that have called, specifically in the real estate industry, that need to be able to send photos and video through their mobile app. And this is something that RingCentral does, and they almost seem to have this exclusive. So that is a very big feature. If you're somebody who needs something like that, I encourage you to look at RingCentral. RingCentral has a strong focus on team collaboration, and they have very, very powerful tools for teams and persons within the company that are using the phone system platform to be able to make notes and chat back and forth to each other and create cases or things like that and notate on contacts that they've talked with and share data together, whether it's you're dealing with an internal matter or dealing with an opportunity or something like that. They have a very strong focus on back-end team collaboration above and beyond the regular phone system that every other carrier can offer. Let's see here. Number 4, RingCentral has incredible web conferencing capabilities. Not only do they have a separate hardware web conferencing platform that they have the ability to allow customers that are particularly multi-locale or need to communicate with persons, abroad or at greater distances, out of state, out of city, whatever. They also, in every single RingCentral account at the time of this video, offer a free professional level Zoom web conferencing account with that user account or extension. This is really powerful for companies that need the ability to collaborate not only internally, but externally with contacts and clients through video conferencing and web conferencing. So that is an area where these guys kind of shine, and they focus on where some of the other providers don't really put as much focus and as much ingenuity into the web conferencing piece as RingCentral does. So if you're somebody watching this that relies heavily on web conferencing, this is a big one, especially the thing that I mentioned about the all accounts include a free Zoom Pro account. That's like a $25 a month saving per user that you have on the system. So that's a big savings there. Let's see. Already mentioned it's ideal for multi-locations. RingCentral pricing tends to start around approximately, it's usually from what we've seen on opportunities that we've worked, it's somewhere around about $25 a user per month, which can include the hardware. I'm sorry. $25 per user per month for the service on a 36-month contract. We won't sit here and lie to you. They do tend to have a little bit higher asking price on the monthly term, but it's negotiable depending on the size of your company, depending on what you're looking to do, and depending on how you want to mix and match features and things like that. If you're working with somebody like me on a RingCentral opportunity or deal, I can typically negotiate for you, but the norm is typically approximately $25 per month per user with RingCentral on a 36-month term or agreement with them for the service. Let's see here. Sales process with RingCentral. Quotes are typically received within about 24 to 48 hours. So if you're somebody that's interested, especially if you're working with me on the opportunity, I can usually get you a demo done, scheduled and completed, as well as Q&A with the sales reps over there, and the ability to have me look over your quote and make sure it looks good and negotiate with them on your behalf. That is usually doable within 24 to 48 hours. Typically, a specialist will contact you directly within less than 24 hours to basically find out, what it is, analyze your needs. Find out what it is that you're looking for in the system. What's your approximate budget? How many user extensions do you need? Do you have any advanced, needs that you need in the system so that they can factor that into the price, or see if the system already does it natively at no extra cost? Find out if you have one or more phone numbers that need to be ported, and find out what that process will be. That usually takes about less than 24 hours for them to contact you, and 24 to 48 hours for you to do a demo and have a quote in hand and be able to, get with the powers that be at your organization and try to make a decision. Let's talk a little bit more about quote acceptance and porting numbers. Phones are typically delivered within a week. So the time that you say, okay, I like this quote, I want to sign this agreement, whether it's, through DocuSign or, in print and send it back to RingCentral, you will typically get your phones within 1 week shipped to you, pre-programmed and ready to go, or what we call pre-provisioned to RingCentral. Support will usually work with you remotely and work with you and your staff to set up the entire phone system the way you want it and test it. That usually takes about 1 week. Depending on the size of your system, it could take as long as 2. But if you're porting numbers over, you need to really factor numbers porting over will take about maybe 1 to 2 weeks. I usually like to say 7 to 10 business days, but that depends on the information that you give RingCentral, which they will let you know what they need to successfully port your numbers. And it also differs by carrier. I've seen carriers port numbers to RingCentral in 2 to 4 business days, and I've seen some take almost as long as 2 weeks. On average, you could usually say it will take about 7 to 14 calendar days, assuming you have given RingCentral accurate information on the carriers that you're trying to port the numbers from so that they can do the process without any hindrances like the carrier coming back and saying this account number doesn't match or this or that. Let's see. Customer service. RingCentral's sales team, from what we've seen, their high-level sales team is based out of the USA, but some of their sales team that helps tends to be outsourced, like out of the Philippines or something like that. Now, that doesn't bother me, and I've not had any problems with them, but I've run into some honest scenarios where some people didn't like dealing with outsourced customer service and sales support because they just didn't want to deal with the accent or the language barrier. If you're somebody that has issues with that, again, that's what you have me for, is to help liaison between you and RingCentral or whatever carrier it is you're looking at so that you don't have to deal with that. I'm the expert in those matters. I personally think that you could deal with it on your own with my help, but if you're somebody that really can't deal with outsourced customer service and sales support, that's fine. Call me up and I'll work through it with you. Let's see. I've dealt with them and they're not bad on the phone or by email, even though some people say that they, have an issue with it. I've gotten some emails where I feel that some of them weren't legible. I could tell the person on the other end English wasn't their native language or their birth language. But everybody that I've dealt with thus far at RingCentral, regardless of nationality or where they were calling from, has been very polite and more or less very prompt and very professional. So, my closing thoughts on RingCentral. They are the best carrier if you need multimedia messaging in your mobile app, i.e. the ability to send photos and video. They're not only the best carrier in that regard, at the time of this video, they're the only carrier that offers that. If you're a company that needs strong team collaboration tools on the back end, like in a portal, to be able to log specific notes and chat within a group with your team about a particular call or a particular customer or contact that you had a call or conference call with about an opportunity, RingCentral has an excellent platform on the back end that does just this, which again, if you contact me, I can hook you up with the right people so that you can see a live demo of it in action and ask them questions about whether it is good for your business or not. RingCentral, as I mentioned before, in closing thoughts, notable things, they support over 1,500 third-party app integration, CRMs, emails, web conferencing platforms, the list goes on and on, you name it. To see a full list of that or to find out more, you can go on their website. You can contact me and I'll send you a link directly to their website that shows all of the integrations as well as gives short description, or I'll set you up a call with somebody that will actually let you see it in action. And then you can actually talk to them and ask them questions about whether your third-party platform support it or not. The last thing I wanted to cover as far as my closing thoughts or just some notable things about the platform is RingCentral is one of the best platforms for businesses that focus or rely heavily on video web conferencing, whether it be between their staff and teams internally or their clients or people that are, outside of their office. They have one of the best, most feature-rich and flexible web conferencing options and video conferencing options that I have personally seen. Again, if this is something for those of you watching that think that this may be of value to your business, I actually know the guy at RingCentral that is in charge of that tech and all of those new developments. I'd be more than happy to introduce you to him and let him show you exactly what they're capable of in the web and video conferencing space. It would blow your mind. And the price of what it costs would blow your mind. Things that I recommend moving forward with RingCentral to ensure a smooth transition to RingCentral and a great experience. Number one, get clear expectations and instructions on when your phones are going to arrive. I've worked with some people in the past that didn't really do a good job at the whole process of getting clear expectations or reading the clear expectations that were sent to them by RingCentral or me, and they felt kind of surprised by things. This is not just with RingCentral, but with any carrier. I recommend that you get from the horse's mouth, as we say, or get in writing an email. When will your phones arrive? Typically, it doesn't take that long. But if you're somebody who's moving into a new office, or you've got deadlines, or you need these phones for a deadline or presentation or conference call, get a clear expectation from them in email or by phone of when your phones are going to get there, so that you can plan accordingly. Another thing is make sure that you find out from them, and typically they will email you this, but get it in writing from any carrier. When are your numbers going to port? What is the status of your numbers porting? And when they say, okay, your numbers will port successfully, we've confirmed it, when are they going to port? It's hard to plan a business move or conference calls or whatever it is you may be if you don't know when your numbers are going to arrive. Typically, from what I've seen, RingCentral will inform you of this, but if they haven't, or you've been kept out of the loop, don't be afraid to go to somebody and say, when will my phones arrive and when will my numbers port, so that you can plan accordingly and so that the process can go smoothly. Again, I want to reiterate to communicate everything clearly with your reps at RingCentral so that nobody's left out of the loop. I've had some scenarios where I worked where I wasn't CC'd on the emails that I wanted to be CC'd on between a transaction between a client and RingCentral. And then the client came to me saying, well, this hasn't happened and this hasn't happened. And I just looked and said, look, you got to CC me on this stuff. But more importantly, you've got to get emails from them so that you've got a trail of what should have transpired when. And then everything will go smoothly as planned. So that is basically my honest conclusion and review of RingCentral's phone system 2020. If you're watching this video and you're interested in RingCentral, again, I know the people that are in charge in sales up there. I know the people that are in charge in the training department. I even know the people that are the head of technology and innovation up there for new releases on features and that handle the demos. I can work with them on your behalf to get you the best pricing, to get you demonstrations, to even get you a trial if you wanted to get like a demo and get phones mailed to you to try it out before you sign an agreement. Call me. Again, Prince Rich with Rich Technology Group, your go-to guy for the best deals on business phone and internet in the USA. I'll talk to you guys again in the next video.